Hey guys, so I decided I would do a Valentine's Day look. So I did one eye, just so you guys can kind of see what I plan on doing. I ended up going with a dark lip to kind of go with it, but you could always do a more neutral lip and that would look good too. Let me bring this a little closer. Oh, by the way, I also tried a new foundation. I tried using this Dream Liquid Mousse. It looks okay. It's definitely not a full coverage foundation, but I wanted to try it out and see how it would look. So anyway, I'll let you guys know how this foundation ends up working. So anyway, for the lips, I ended up using my Smashbox liquid lipstick in... No, this is a good question. What color is this? I have to look it up, but it's like this dark color. And then I took my Jouer liquid lipstick in filigree. It's like a gold one, and I kind of like dabbed it in the center. And then on top of that, I put my dabbed a little bit of the lip gloss, the Skinny Dip. It's like a shiny, glittery one from Jouer also. So anyway, the palette, I'm going to just work from one palette for this eye look, except I am going to be using another one of those sparkly Stila eyeshadows. This is in Kitten Karma. I really, really love these. They're so easy to work with. So anyway, I ended up going with like reds and pinks and whatnot because obviously that's kind of the theme of Valentine's Day. So anyway, let's get started. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put an all over color. I always set my primer, so I'm just taking a fluffy brush like this, and I'm going to dip into these two colors here, these light colors, Classic and Vintage. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this all over the lid. Oh, I just got it in my eyebrow. I'm going to put that all over my lid. Whether you prime your eye, you know, with concealer or an actual primer, you always want to set it. So anyway, did that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with this color here called Chic. It's kind of like a pinky, a light pinky mauve color, and I'm just taking my fluffy Morphe brush. This is my E27. I'm going to take that and I'm going to put that all into my crease. Now this isn't a super dark color, so this is a really easy color to work with to blend. So I'm going to dip into this a couple times, and I'm just kind of putting it in there, laying it down as a transition color so my other colors will blend nicely into it. I did my like foundation and everything first because I didn't want this video to be too long, but if you guys like seeing me do my whole routine, I can, you know, do that from now on too instead of just doing my eyes. But just since these are live and you can't edit, I figured I would keep it just to the eyes. So you can see this is laying down a little bit of a light color. So once I get a little bit of that in there, I'm going to dip into it one more time just because I kind of like to build the color up, and this is the pretty much the only transition color I'm going to be using. So I just want to build it up and make sure it's as, you know, pigmented as I want. Alright, so now that I did that, these brushes I just cleaned, but they're white, so they get stained really easily. This is also a Morphe M441. I'm going to go in with this red color in the palette now called Mod. It's this one right here. And I'm going to now put that into my crease as well. So I'm going to dip into it. This one's pretty pigmented, you can see. So I'm going to now put this into my crease as well. Start off lightly and then add color as you need. I'm going to dip into it again and I tap off my brush just because I already did my foundation and I don't really want fallout. So I think total I used 4 eyeshadows out of this palette, so it wasn't anything too crazy. So I'm just putting more of this into my crease. I'm going to dip into it one more time. So again, I just want to make sure I'm getting the pigmentation that I want. Alright, so now that I have that where I want it, I am now I'm going to go in with another Morphe brush. This is another blending brush. It's just a bit smaller. This is their M433. Now is what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with Drama first, and then the one above it is Vamp. I'm going to go in with those to darken up a little bit. So I'm going to take Drama, which was the lighter one, on this brush, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting that into the crease a little bit, but keeping it lower. I'm not going to go as high as that red because we want to see the gradient in the colors. So again, I'm going to dip into that again. I'm putting it on the outer corner. I'm going to sharpen up that outer corner line, but I'm just kind of laying down some color right now. So I'm going to put this into my crease. I'm going to dip in one more time. And again, it's always easier to start with less and build up. And then instead of going in with a really heavy hand, because you can't take the color wet. Well, I mean, you can, but you kind of have to start from scratch. It's just easier if you go lighter and then get darker. So you can see how I have that sharp line again. I didn't use tape today just because sometimes when I use the tape, it will, you know, mess up my concealer or whatever. So I'm just going to use, fall out. Hi! Anything you have, this has a sharp corner. This is actually my Halloween makeup. It's still sitting here. But anything with a sharp corner, I'm going to lay it like that on my eye. I'm going to go in with the same color again to start, and I'm going to lay it just like this on my eye, and I'm going to go like this. It's very easy. You just want to obviously hold it still so that line doesn't get messed up. So I'm going to darken up this corner here a little bit. See? Very easy. So I'm going to darken this up a little bit here. Blend it. Now I'm going to go in with that darker color Vamp that I was talking about, because I want a little bit darker of a color in there. And I'm going to put this back where it was. And now I want to deepen this up a little bit, so I'm going to put it there again. And then I'm kind of sweeping it in like this. And then I take it off, and you can see how it makes that really sharp line. So now I'm just going to do some blending. I don't have any extra product on the brush, and I'm going to kind of just blend like this, just kind of making it all blend together. Now once you put these colors in, I'm going to go back to this original fluffy brush, and I'm just kind of sweeping that all in here. There's no product on it. I'm just trying to blend this stuff together a little bit more. Now once you add those purples, I kind of lose a little bit of the red color, so what I do is then I go back in with that blending brush from before. I dip back in that red color mod, and I'm kind of just going to go back over where my crease is here, just to put that red back that I lost. So I'm going to put some of that in there. Again, I'm going to go in with my fluffy brush. No product on it, I just want to blend more. So what I'm going to use to get that sparkle is another one of these Stila eyeshadows. I really, really like these. They're so easy to work with. You don't have to worry about putting down glitter glue and then working with loose glitter. So once you have that on, I'm going to go in with this now, and I'm going to put that mostly on the inner corner, and then I take my finger just to blend it out this way a little bit, because I still want you to see that dark color. I don't want this glitter totally covering it. So these are really handy. They're glittery. You just take it out and like the glitter is right on it, and I'm just going to paint it right on my eye. Let me just move my thing up closer. These are really pretty. This is Stila. What are these? These are the Stila Magnificent Metals Glitter and Glow Liquid Eyeshadow. This one is in Kitten Karma. They originally made these in little pots, like I have one up here. Um, they originally made them kind of like this. These were their, again, Magnificent Metal eyeshadows. These were $32, and they were kind of annoying because you had to mix it with like a clear kind of like glue liquid that it came with, so like it would stay put. Um, these I think are only 20 something, and they're kind of like a hybrid of them, so they work much better. They still sell, I think, a couple colors of the ones in the pot, but I use that one in the pot too, because sometimes they can look a little bit more glittery. Um, but yeah, these you just literally, you paint right on. They dry really quick. They don't have glitter falling out, which is nice. So I'm just going to take my finger and kind of pat it out a little bit because, like I said, I don't want it totally covering the purple, but we also don't want a harsh line. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the brush that I was using, this blending brush that had that purple on it, and I'm just kind of going right here to help blend it a little bit better. And then I'm just going to take it above it. These set pretty quickly, so if you want to use a brush to help blend them out, you got to do it quick because they dry quickly, which I personally like. So, just looking in my mirror, making sure we're matching here. I think I might go in with a smidge of that dark color just right here. Just blending some more. When you use dark colors, like, you always want to take your time. And you could use a neutral lip with this, but I figured I would just show you guys how it would look if you want to look super dramatic with a dark lip. So anyway, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my liquid liner, and again, like I pretty much always do, especially when I'm using false lashes, I'm going to just draw a thin line on the top here. It's barely noticeable, but it helps to have your lashes blend a little bit better. Oh, great. And of course I went crazy and screwed it up, but that happens sometimes. I guess this one's just gonna be a little thicker today. All right, so I'm gonna leave that for now. And the eyelashes that I'm using, oh, where'd the container go? I think these are, okay, there. These were the Mega Volume. This is what it looked like before I took it out of the package, but they're the 250s. They're like the ones that are called doubled up because it kind of you can see it looks like there's a couple layers. But these ones I like because they add volume, but even though they look kind of big in here, they're not like crazy ones, you know. I personally like mine to go up a little bit more, but anyway. And these I didn't have to trim a lot either, so these ones aren't that big. So anyway, let me pull these off with my tweezers. I'm going to trim a little bit off the end. And like I said before, when you're trimming eyelashes, if they're the kind that is smaller and then gets longer, the longer ones always go on the edge of your eye. So when you trim them, always trim at this end, because if you trim the short ones off, then you're stuck with all the long ones, and they look more natural when they go long to short. So I'm going to trim these a little bit. And then the glue that I've really been liking is that House of Lashes glue. It looks white when you paint it on, but then it dries clear. I'll show you. I've used this in a couple of my videos now, but it's really easy. You just take this little wand, and I'm just going to brush it right on my eyelashes. So let me do that. You want to let it set for a little bit before you put them on. That's how most eyelash glue works. You want to let it get a little bit tacky. So if you have a hard time with eyelashes, that might be something you're doing wrong. Don't put the glue on and then slap them on because they're just going to be flopping all over your face. I'll show you while I put them on, but so anyway, I have my glue on. Make sure you get it on the corners because you don't want it sticking off. So I'm going to let this set for a couple of minutes. But yeah, this is pretty much the look once I get the, I have to do the under eye. I didn't do the under eye on this one yet, but this is pretty much the look that I was doing. Again, I tried this foundation for the first time. I tried a new Maybelline primer too. This one supposedly is an instant pore eraser. I put this on, and then this supposedly is supposed to give you an airbrush finish. So, I mean, I'm looking in the mirror right now. I don't know how well you guys can see, but I think it definitely did help to hide my pores a little bit. Luckily, I don't have crazy pores or, major wrinkles. Thank God. Let's hope it stays that way. But I mean, right now it's looking good. I will see how it holds up, so I'll keep you guys posted. So anyway, let's see. I'm gonna use my tweezers. This is typically how I put my eyelashes on. I take some tweezers, I pinch them in the middle. I typically line them up down here first. So I'll go like this and I'll see where I want to place them, and then I put them down there, make sure they're stuck, and then I'll go around to the front to make sure they're stuck. That's another technique. Don't just try kind of hoping they all stick right as soon as you put them on. Your eyes aren't a flat surface, they're curved. So if you put it on, it's obviously going to be up on this side. So then you want to come around and push it down. So I'm going to use my magnified side. I'm going to do this as best as I can. Let me move this up a little bit. Hopefully you guys will be able to see me do it. So like I said, I'm going to put it how far over I want it. Like that. See? And then I'm going to come around, take my tweezers, and glue it to the front. Boom! See that? Sometimes it takes a couple times. You put them on and they stick, and then it kind of comes off a little bit, but that's okay. And if you think you didn't place them wrong in the right spot, take them off quick. I kind of want these over a little bit more, like here. There we go. That's more where I want them. And then again, I'm just going to take it, and sometimes I hold it for a couple minutes, let it sit there for a minute. Sometimes you have to hold it. Go back, make sure it's sticking over there. I usually put my mascara on first, but I forgot since I was talking, but oh, I let those, make sure they're sticking. If your fingers work better, use your fingers, but I like to use the tweezers. It kind of helps me get in there. What is that? There's something in my eyelash. There we go. So I'm just going to push them up. Ta-da! Using mascara helps to blend your real ones in, so you always want to put mascara on. A lot of times they're darker, the eyelashes, than your natural ones, so I like to take mascara. Just make sure they're blending in there. So now I am going to get my eyeliner. Let me make sure these are sticking. Oh yeah, they look like they're down pretty good. I'm going to use the Makeup Forever eyeliner that I've been using for a while now. It's just their black one. I'm going to put that in the waterline. So this was my first time using this primer, and because it was instant pore eraser, and it was supposed to help with fine lines, I did try putting it under my eye, and I do not recommend it because I set my eye, but I don't know if you can tell on camera, but can you see how it's kind of like, it looks all funny in there where my lines are right there? I think it's because I put that primer there. So note to self, do not put it under your eyes. It was like a silicone-y you know, feel to it, but I'm not liking what it's doing down there. Ain't nothing I can really do about it, whatever. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do the under eye really quickly. I'm going to take this kind of like a shader brush. I'm going to go in with that really dark purple color Vamp, and I'm going to put that on the outer corner here. I'm going to dip my brush into it. Back this mirror up. I'm just going to put that in this outer corner here because I want it to kind of match up with what's going on over there. This palette, by the way, is the Tarteist, whatever you want to call it, Pro palette by Tarte. I like this palette because it has several, you know, transition shades in it, ones to make it darker. These are shimmery shades here. So you can do anything with this palette. It's not one of those palettes where you have to go get, you know, basic shades out of it because this has your basic neutrals with, you know, different colors in it as well. And then those pretty shimmers. So I put the purple on the outer edge there, and then I'm going to go in with the red color we used called Mod. I don't know, I'm going to place some of that in there too. So we're just blending those colors. Gotta love the faces you make. Okay. So now I'm going to use a highlight, and I'm just going to use the highlight I used on my face, my cheeks. I kind of sometimes like to match them up. This is actually Wet n Wild. If you're looking for a highlighter, this is actually super duper cheap Wet n Wild stuff. Some of their stuff is a hot mess. Some of it is a hit. They have really good highlighters, which is crazy because these are, what, I think they might be literally $4. So cheap, and they work so damn good. It's amazing. So anyway, I'm going to go into this highlighter. I'm going to put it under here, under my brow bone to help highlight in that area. So I'm just highlighting there. And then I'm going to take it and put it in my inner corner here to help brighten that up. Okay. So we got our lashes on. We got everything on. I like to take this brush, and if there's any fallout, I kind of fix that. Make sure our eyelashes are all stuck on here. Alright, they look like they're on, and I'm just going to set my face now. I've been using a lot of Maybelline products. This is their Maybelline setting spray. I use this. And I'm almost out. Oh no! I use this. It helps absorb the powders into the skin. If you used a lot of powders, you want to use a setting spray. It helps kind of melt them into the skin a little bit, and it doesn't look like they're like sitting on top of your face. So anyway, like I said, if you don't want a super, you know, dramatic lip, you could have done a nude lip with this, and it wouldn't have looked as dramatic. Obviously, it's a little dramatic because we did some darker colors, but like I said, since I was doing a Valentine's Day look, I kind of wanted to go in with some pinks and reds and whatnot, go along with the theme. So anyway, guys, that's that. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you guys have any other looks you want me to do. I'll let you know how this foundation wears, because like I said, it was my first time using it. So I'll see how it lasts throughout the day. Right now it is looking pretty decent on the skin. It's hard to tell on this like phone camera. It doesn't work quite as good. But anyway, let me know what you guys think and if there's any type of look you want me to do. Have a good night, guys. Bye.